Otsuchi-cho, Iwate Prefecture. March 11, 2011. The Great East Japan earthquake and subsequent tsunamis caused unprecedented destruction. The clock in the government offices stopped at the moment the tsunami struck. Approximately 20,000 people, as well as 270,000 buildings, were washed away. Even now, the search for those still missing continues. Kirikiri area, Otsuchi-cho. Here, 88 people have lost their lives or are still missing. 228 residences were swept away. However, people have started the journey toward restoration. Tohoku area, part of Japan's main island. The towns opening toward the Pacific Ocean were subjected to tremendous damage by the massive tsunami. Otsuchi-cho in Iwate Prefecture was one of these. Before the disaster, Kirikiri is surrounded by small mountains that gradually roll down toward the ocean. The town had a population of 2,000, with 853 houses, an elementary and junior high school, as well as kindergartens and medical clinics. Kirikiri was a thriving fishing community, based primarily on the cultivation of seaweed and scallops. The bountiful ocean was transformed into a massive wave that struck the greater part of Kirikiri. Those who lost their homes to the tsunami evacuated to gymnasiums. People are gradually moving to temporary housing 4 months after the disaster. A public bath established at an evacuation area. The hot water is produced by burning waste wood found in the rubble. Many volunteers from all around the country have gathered to pick up wood from the rubble. Volunteers have also come from abroad. Many volunteers, including medical and welfare professionals, are visiting the evacuation areas. Activities have been initiated to listen to and record the stories of people in the stricken areas.
外の人間が何ができるのかということも改めて皆さんの声をきちんとお聞きする中で考えていくことが大事だと思いますし、皆さんのこれから
This listening and writing project is a collaboration between the NPO Kyozon no Mori Network and the Tokyo Foundation. The participants are students and adult volunteers. The project records life before and after the disaster, as well as thoughts about the restoration while considering the prospects of the restoration. The tsunami warning sounded after the earthquake. Many people fled to an elementary school on high ground. From a kindergarten teacher who took children to the evacuation place.
しばらく校庭で避難してたんです。私も小学校に避難して自分の自宅を見たらもう自宅一帯がなくなってて、我が家がなくなってるって思ったら。もう気が狂いそうでしたね。もう家族に会うどころじゃない子供たちを守らなくちゃって感じで、そして小学校の校庭の下まで水が来たのでこれでは危ないっていうことで小学校の校庭にもすぐ上が線路なのでフェンスが立ってたんですね。だからそのフェンスを乗り越えさせたんですよ、子どもたちを。 そしてお年寄りもみんなで担いであげて渡したんですよ。
No children lost their lives in Kirikiri. However, basic infrastructure and lifelines stopped. The roads were buried in rubble, completely isolating the area. In the past, the bulk of Kirikiri was destroyed by a massive tsunami in 1933. At that time, 159 houses were ravaged by the tsunami, which constituted 60% of the 272 residences in Kirikiri. However, 4 months later, the residents formulated a reconstruction plan known as the New Fishing Village Construction Plan. In the plan, the residents acted as a single united group without any individual benefits to achieve the goal of restoration and to move towards executing these goals. The background of the strong community bond to face difficulties is the Kirikiri fishermen's tradition of a helpful attitude towards each other. Their previous experiences helped them work constructively during this new disaster. On March 12th, the day following the disaster, residents in the Kirikiri area spontaneously organized an independent disaster task force. Work was assigned to 8 sections around the head of the task force. With the Independent Disaster Task Force at their core, residents first worked to open roads to bring in rescue crews.
最初は道路がついてないから、ヘリで物資でも何でも来ると思ったんですよ。なんでかんで伊豆朝日署はヘリポートから小学校まで道路付きの消毒だったんです。それでこれ山さ行って重地へ下ろしたんです。
The residents first cleared the road from the heliport to the evacuation area to procure immediate support for transporting the sick. The fuel for the vehicles and the electricity for evacuation areas were provided for free from a petrol station tank using a man-powered pump. Survivors who lost family members took refuge at schools and temples.
ほとんど知らない人はいないっていう感じで、いいですよ。助け合うもんね。お寺さんは線路よりずっと上にあって、そこの町内は4丁目で災害がなかったんです。その町内会の人たちがね、自分のうちにあるお米をみんな出してくれた。救援物資が来るまでやっぱり2日ぐらいかかりましたよね。その間なんかお寺さんで全部お米を出してくれて、それであるだけでおにぎりを握ってもうここの学校にも持ってきたし、そっちにもこっちにも全部配達したんだけど、そうこうしているうちに自衛隊からお水が届いたりしましたからね、つながりました。
Scallops and seaweed were cultivated in the rich ocean around Kirikiri.
当初はそれこそやる意欲も話する意欲もなかった。50年から60年ぐらい培ってきた財産が、本当にものの2、30分でうちから養殖施設やからそれに加工場なんかも一気にそういうことなくなったんで、当初はこれでやめるかなと思ったりして、海捨てっかなと思ったりもしちゃったんです。時間が経つにつれてそれだけじゃダメだな、なんとかもう一回なんとかしなければならないのかなと思ったりして、最近そういう気持ちになってきました。
Kanichi Azumaya is preparing to begin cultivating seaweed again with the cooperation of other fishermen. Angry anchors are loaded by the crane while the fishermen watch over them. The sandbags, which provide the foundation for the cultivation, sink deep into the ocean. Kanichi Azumaya is also among the fishermen. This floating crane came from Kyushu to clear debris from the port, and the operators offered their support after hearing about the fishermen's desire to regain their seaweed farm. The anchors are being set in the marine area where the seaweed farm is planned to be placed. The seaweed is scheduled to be harvested next spring. A public bath at the evacuation area. Wood is used as fuel. Wood is gathered from the rubble.
この薪振るだけじゃなくて商品として売れるんじゃないかという一言を私たち聞きました。それで瓦礫の廃材を薪として商品として売り出していこうと、そういうことになりました。
Started by people at evacuation areas, the restoration wood collected from the rubble was sold nationally, supporting those afflicted by the disaster. However, there is only a limited amount of such wood.
もう廃材は必ずなくなります。私たちは以前からこの海の町ですけど、手つかずの人工林の中にチェーンソーを担いで入って山の間伐手入れをしながら山も守っていこうという。そうする中で建材として売れない小さな木とか曲がった木を復活の薪の第2弾として末永くこれから売り続けていこうと思います。
The trimmings from forest cultivation are used as wood for restoration. These actions are said to cultivate the Satoyama forest, and there are additional efforts in the mountains. Currently, people in Kirikiri are learning methods of working in the mountains from the NPO Tosa no Mori Kyuentai. Its work is related to forest conservation.
下草がいっぱい生えて冬に落葉して不要になればもうすぐここにいろんな多様な虫とか生物がバクテリア住み着いて栄養分を含んだいい水が湾内に流れれば海魚元気で育つんですね。最終的には私たちはきれいなキリキリの海豊かな三陸の海を育てていく使命がある。そのために山に入る。
The efforts of the people in Kirikiri toward the restoration of the ocean and mountains are clearly spreading. The bright, smiling faces of these women who opened a community-based cafeteria in one corner of town leave quite an impression. Behind these people's words about restoration is a passion for one's home. All children were kept safe in Kirikiri. The community bonds formed on the beliefs and traditions of the Kirikiri people facing this hardship will be the legacy of these children, who are still smiling.